Hello fellow kaiju fans and kaiju collectors, I'm back from my next review. Pretty much finished up all the videos that I need to do for my collection update, my most recent one. So now we're just waiting for me to build up some stuff for my next collection update. So far I've got about, I think 3 or 4 different things, one of which is on the way. That's a big surprise. I won't show to anybody until time for the video. So until then, I'm just going to have to bide the time with some other reviews. I do have a vacation coming up soon, so hopefully I'll be able to pick up some kaiju stuff there as well. But we will have to see. So this review, it's not a new toy at all. It's been out for a while. So it's nothing new on the YouTube reviewing circuit, but there's one main reason why I want to do this review. Number one, and probably first and foremost, I got to see this movie on the big screen at a drive-in the other night. For those of you that know and that have been following, the Mahoning Drive-In here in PA did a Godzilla triple feature, 2 nights, and the first night was Invasion of Astro Monster, Destroy All Monsters, and Godzilla's Revenge. I didn't get to go to that night, unfortunately, but the second night, they did Godzilla vs. Megalon, a mystery movie, which turned out to be Godzilla vs. Gigan, and the movie this is from, which is Mechagodzilla 74 from Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, which, for some of you, I know I did say that Tokyo SOS was my favorite. I don't know. I tend to backtrack a lot on which one it's definitely between Tokyo SOS and Mechagodzilla, between the Tokyo SOS and the original Mechagodzilla movie. But yeah, that's kind of why I wanted to do this review, was just to finally get a review up for a Mechagodzilla, which he may actually be featured in my upcoming fan film. So yeah, so basically this is obviously the Bandai creation, Mechagodzilla. Came out, I don't even remember which wave it was. I actually got this from a trade with my cousin. I traded him my 12-inch Kiryu for this, and another Godzilla knockoff toy that I had for his Burning Godzilla, which was the Bandai Creation figure as well. But this was the main one that I wanted, obviously. So yeah, let's get into the review. So for the longest time, this was like my most sought-after Godzilla figure, and I could never find it in any Toys R Us, anything. I don't know what it was, but every time I went to look for a Mechagodzilla 74, they were out of it. So, luckily, my cousin bought one day, and I just decided, you know what, I like having my Kiryu, but he really doesn't scale up with anything. I didn't have the 12-inch Godzilla 2004 or the Gigan figure, so I just decided, you know what, I will trade him that for this. So a Mechagodzilla for a Mechagodzilla. Basically, this was a kind of a used figure, because you can see there's a couple paint scuffs. Let's see if I can get this to focus on the hands. Yeah, you can see a couple paint scuffs there, a couple on the claws. The mouth is a little off center, and you got some paint scuffs on the toes, the knees. Yeah, so it's not the greatest figure. I'd say if you're gonna get a figure now, I would probably recommend just getting the Monster Arts or waiting, because I'm sure NECA's going to come out with one eventually. It's just a matter of time and as to when they will. But I'm sure, given the right amount of time and the rights from Toho, they'll probably be able to put out some stuff. I wasn't really anticipating Godzilla 62, but they came out with that. Anyway, this is not a review about NECA or Godzilla 62. This is about Mechagodzilla. So, articulation-wise, he's fairly standard. Head goes 360. The arms rotate 360. I'm only going to do one because they both do the same thing. And the legs go 360 as well. So, yeah, he's your standard Bandai articulated figure. I wouldn't consider it anything really like special, but it's a cool Mechagodzilla figure to have. Oh, and his waist also rotates as well. Yeah, I forgot about that. So he's a standard 6-point figure. You can't get any rotation out of the tail, obviously, but that's a minor gripe. So, on to the detail, which I really like the detail of this figure. You can definitely tell they went all out with this figure, at least as much as they could. The spines are obviously, they look really good. They've got like the little creases and folds in them, as if it was like an actual suit. So, and then you got his ears there, the little piece on his head, the little fin on his head. And I like how they did like all the studding. Like it's very, very much like the original suit, but they also make it look like a suit too. Like it's folded. You can see some folds in some places, like right there. So yeah, it looks really cool, and I really like how they went with the detailing on this figure. 2009 was when this figure came out, obviously from Bandai Creations, which was ironic because Bandai actually wound up going and releasing this as part of their EX series, I believe. But yeah, and then there's the tail. Yeah, just a little tail. Not a very big one, which in the movie he really didn't either. So he really didn't have one. But yeah, you got his little belt there, if you could call it that. But yeah, no, he's a great figure for the price. I don't know if you can still find him anywhere really, except for a Bandai Japan release. Now the only thing that kind of creates an issue is like if you're trying to do stop motion, his stance is very, how do I put it, like very awkward. So my guess would be what you could really do, and this was something that Deadzilla had kind of pointed out, was when he did his review, you could kind of position Mechagodzilla, kind of do that. So, because I mean, I'm going to have this Mechagodzilla in my fan film most likely, but it's just going to be a matter of getting him to pose right. I was actually looking at a 75 Bandai figure, but they beat me to it, and the bid on that got a little too high for my liking. So yeah, I'm just kind of stuck with this one for right now, but it's still a good figure. So on to sizing. I really don't have anything close to, I don't have a King Caesar yet, unfortunately. I wish I did, but that's beside the point. The only thing I could really do is obviously Godzilla 62, which this is not going to be a good fit, because Godzilla is practically up to the size of Mechagodzilla, where Mechagodzilla should be like here, roughly. Maybe something like right about here. But yeah, he shouldn't be like towered over by Godzilla, so that's one issue. Now, if I use this Godzilla in my movie, I'm going to have to like use some very, like some trick photography to make it work, but that's part of filmmaking. Now, the only representation I really have that might fit with him is the 54 Godzilla, if I can pull him off my shelf without taking everything else with it. That's fairly close, because really, if you think about it, Godzilla's just dwarfed a little bit by Mechagodzilla, so this could work for like a stop motion movie, or just like sizing in general. I don't really see an issue with it, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend. I'd keep your eye out. Like if you're looking for authentic qualities, I'd recommend just keeping your eye out for a 74. Speaking of which, the closest thing I could probably find is that's somewhat close, but it still won't fit, is Godzilla 68 that I have, which this is kind of reminiscent of both 68 and 74 because of the little lip on his chin there. But yeah, so this one will fit, and obviously this certainly will not work either. My little Yuji Sakai 73 diorama. Yeah, that was just kind of for shits and giggles there. But yeah, no, like really, you kind of have to keep your eye out for like a Godzilla 74 or 75. Even a 68 would work. I mean, it's not the suit that he faced, but you know what? Have fun with it. Go for it. But yeah, the problem is with like a lot of the Bandai figures, they only scale in with other Bandai figures, and even then, some of them don't fit. Like, for instance, Godzilla 68 doesn't fit in with Mechagodzilla 74 because he's just too tall. So, yeah, overall, if you can find the figure for a decent price, I would highly recommend it, especially if you just want to get show a Mechagodzilla into your collection. I would definitely recommend this. If you're looking for something for stop motion purposes, I'd recommend either getting the Monster Arts, waiting for a NECA figure, Or if you are absolutely adamant about using a Bandai figure, get the look out for the Bandai Mechagodzilla 1975. That would probably be my best bet for you. But if you're just looking for something cool, and this does have some stop motion capabilities, it's just not as easy to work with as, say, your Bandai Mechagodzilla 1975 would be. But overall, the paint job's really good. I mean, they really did a good job pulling off all the Mechagodzilla designs and everything on him. So he's definitely worth the money. And I like how they made it look a little bit more like a suit. But yeah, I can't really complain. I'd give the figure probably a 4 out of 5. There's just some minor gripes, and it was only with this figure that I really had them, because I like how the jaw's out of alignment, and mainly the stance, because it makes things a little bit weirder and more awkward to use them for. But yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you back for my next review. Probably going to be a DVD review. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you later.